Hey, how y'all doing? It's your boy Bo. Welcome to the Monster Beats channel. And today we got a good topic because I was really thinking about it. I was like, what the hell did that nigga do to get them so mad? Drake. I was really thinking, and I've been doing research, kind of finding out information, but not really knowing exactly why. So I put my notes together, and I think this is the best what I could come up with. So let's get into it. What I'm saying is crazy. So keep up with me. Drake just need to stay the fuck out of people's business. If I'm wrong, because this, they say it stemmed back to 2012, 2011 with him and Pusha T. Now, it wasn't no reason for you to diss Pusha T. I did a little bit of research. It's because I guess the Clips and Pharrell and them had bad business with Wayne and Birdman, and that spiraled down, and then, you know, Drake ended up being with Cash Money, Young Money. But here's my thing. You can't talk shit knowing you got dirt on you, bruh. And you gotta know the people you around, Drake. So I did research. Allegedly, Pusha T said that this shit come from 40, the information, because he thought it was Kanye, but we all knew this. But I'm saying is, why did you even go diss Mr. Pusha first back in 2011, 2012? That put a target on your back. Cause now it's like, what the hell? You hopping in somebody else's beef, him, Birdman, and Lil Wayne beef, that Cash Money beef. I understand you down for the team, but fool, you not understanding how you gonna hop in the goddamn game and don't even know the playbook. And then you actually got people on your side pillow talking. So I found that very interesting on how that happened. So now, this way it get interesting to me. I don't know how the fuck Pusha T, they say it was a girl 40 was with. I just don't understand how the fuck you and 40 in the studio like this, locked in, so locked in. I gotta think about it. That's kind of crazy. Cause it's like, if I'm rapping and I got a producer, that's like Metro and 21. But you can't be up here fucking with these women and then it be so good to you or you like them to the point, it ain't nothing else to talk about 40, so you gonna just lean back and say, you know Drake has a baby. And another thing that probably fucking hurt Drake the most is when Pusha T dropped the story of Adonis, whatever the fuck the kid name is. But I know Drake's in that shit like, who the fuck? And so I feel like that's why he had to address it like, because if they came out 10 years later, oh, your son name is Adonis, then it's like, oh, so he was right all along. So you knew it wasn't nothing you could do to go around it. And the way Pusha T set it up, the story of Adonis. And the thing is, Pusha T was like in a cave just hiding until you keep poking at this nigga. If Wayne ain't saying nothing, the baby ain't saying nothing, follow pursuit. And you outgrew your shoes and you took off more than you could ever bite. Because Pusha T, that's what's your downfall. You gotta understand, these boys are fucking specialists at this shit. They know things you don't know. And then you know this girl ain't your girl. That's pillow talking. You know she probably messed with the opposite side. So what 40? Then the thing is, Drake's still cool with 40. And one thing about it, I don't think K-Dot get tried like that. I don't think Pusha get tried like that. Cause for example, when Travis Scott tried Pusha T with that shit, he checked him. But it's back on the goddamn track. But I just feel like that was a bad move from Drake. Cause him, for real, like, cause Drake at that point, when he was making music, we looking at you like, damn, he got it going on, he doing all this shit. But you ain't that much of a real one, bro. If you hiding from the world that you got a child, like, and then that nigga, let me look at my notes. He said, you try to talk about my Beyonce, but tell the world who your fiance. And I ain't gonna lie, Pusha ate that nigga with that one, cause it's like, nah, nigga, spit it out. Tell him who the hell your baby mama is. You got so much to say. But then he hit him with that shit. Nah, tell him you got a son. So that shit, I think, what really made people turn their mind on Drake. Like, if you hiding your child, what more could you possibly hide? Like, for real. Like, and I'm not trying to be that person. I'm making this video just off the information. Because as a man, you shouldn't hide your seed. I don't care if it was a porn star. I don't care if she was a homeless woman. I don't care if she was a woman of the underworld. You gotta stand by your kids. And I wasn't hiding my world from, I wasn't hiding myself from the world. I was hiding the world from my son. Nigga, cut it out. You was the biggest superstar then. So I feel like that alone, a lot of people lost respect for Drake. Cause it's like, all the women love him. Everybody like, damn, Drake can't do nothing wrong. And that's just something I think a lot of people know that's bottom line, flat out not right, is to hide your child. So when Pusha T exposed that was like a headshot. Like, you gotta think, Drake just came out that run with goddamn, he had Diss Meat Mill. He did the mixtape with Future and all this shit. All this shit coming, whoop the whoop the whoop. But then, this nigga goddamn come, well, not the mixtape Future. but he had them tracks with Future. But then out of nowhere, Drake fuck around and just start. I got the lyrics. He was like, he said something on the line is my top 5, something, whatever. But then Pusha T came back like, yo, sophomore album, talking like rap guys. Like, I just feel like Drake should have calmed it down. And another reason too is like, cause Drake, you play this game like, oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Obviously you don't. You got people in your camp setting you up. Same thing, and I gotta shift it to K-Dot in that situation. Like, come on, bro. How does these people know? It's allegedly that they saying he was fucking with mine. It's always somebody in your camp giving off goddamn tips. And I just feel like Drake as an artist, you're not like a street artist. Like, I don't want to bring this to like, he kind of like, he new to this slimy, grimy type of game. And I'm not saying the music art industry is like that. I'm saying like K-Dot grew up and goddamn on the West Coast. Like, he used to the gang banging, all this, you know, betrayal, all this going to war shit. I don't think Drake was even expecting betrayal from his friends. I don't think he was even going to sleep with one eye open, one eye closed. I think he go to sleep like, oh man, it's all fine. Like, we'll be good in the morning. Like, nah, man, these people around you are really trying to tear you down. And what they did was they played it smart. They done went and gave him the goddamn, they went and gave Drake information to the ops. And then what happened when he act up? They come at that nigga. All these new facts, trying to strike a chord, but it's probably A minor. And then what happened? People go put up, they go start doing the review, they go start doing the research on your ass. Then they find out, oh, this right here, Drake has been doing this, allegedly. I don't know. But I feel like that's what he really brought his downfall to his own career, because it just, you, at first being a man, you should never put that shit in the shadow about your son. Like, give a fuck, should have just, hey, I got a kid, me and the woman ain't cool. Because when you let Pusha expose you for that, you just lost all credibility, bit, bro. And like another thing I keep saying, Drake, you started with this man first, but it's not even like you started with him. It's like after that whole beef with Pusha T, you talking about you got 100K for anybody who could get me information on Pusha T. Like, of course you didn't put that out to the public, but you tried to get information on him allegedly, and it's like it still backfired. Like, and I'm not saying people don't fuck with Drake. It's like you got to know how to play the game. And one thing I want to say too is that you gotta look up at Lil Wayne and Birdman. Them boys just really entertainers, like just rappers. Granted, Lil Wayne is one of the best rappers ever to live, and Birdman is one of the best, you know, CEOs that ran the label. But at the end of the day, you gotta understand who you battling. Meek Mill is a great rapper, but Pusha T, those are lyricists. Kendrick and Pusha, their lyricism is crazy, bro. Like, you gotta understand, when you come at them, you gotta come at them correct, because what Pusha T did, it was really tactic. He set you up only to fail. That's the point. He talk about your son, then you address your son in the song. Nigga, that's what he wanted you to do. Like, duh. He's like, yeah, here. Because basically what you did was say, oh, well, Pusha T was right, y'all. I've been lying to y'all the whole time. Motherfucker, don't never admit that shit, but that's how good Pusha T played you, to the point he knew that, damn, if I say this right here gotta go, this gotta do it. Like, this what he gotta do. He gotta force his hand to let them know I know what's going on. And you thought you could end up being on the other end of the stick, getting info about Pusha, but you can't. All you can say is, oh, you think he a freight drug dealer, talk about shit people you seen him with, but you don't know nothing about Pusha. I just feel like that's what was the downfall, how they ruined you, because while you out here partying and shit, I'm not saying they was working behind your back trying to get to know you, but it was still your people too at the same time. But look who your people might not know who these other people associate with, but you can't be too trustworthy. That's what I'm saying. Because this shit come back, boom. Because if you ain't want nobody to know you had a kid, why the fuck you told 40? She never told no one. Because you know, you tell one person, they're going to tell the whole world. And that quote been around since the beginning. So I feel like, that's why I be like, kind of losing some respect for Drake. Because I'm like, if you knew better, you should do better. But it don't work like that. And with me doing more research, I'm seeing that like Kendrick dropped that Control verse around the same time Drake was supposed to be dropping his album. But that verse had got so much recognition. It was like trending for so long. And he did this, everyone on there bringing recognition to the rap game, like what's missing the problem. But I guess Drake took it upon himself and got in his feelings. Because I don't think Drake really got in his feelings because of the verse. I think it was more so the verse was so fucking good and people kept talking about it instead of his album, and he felt salty. And that's what things stem. And I really feel like Drake just really has to, he is the guy. But Kendrick's doing the shit out of love and shit. But I think that's where it stemmed from. That's all I'm saying, because that verse, it caught out everybody. No one seemed to have a problem but fucking Drake. But I honestly think it's because the album that he was putting out, and with that verse being so controversial, and with him probably not really trying to address it, but I was like, oh, you shouldn't have not addressed it, but now that you, whatever, you felt some type of way, and that did not go as planned of what you feeling. And like I say, I am watching this YouTube video that I seen earlier, and I'm picking up off of it. So he dropped the diss. Turns out Kendrick Lamar was fine with it. They seen each other, and now Drake, he just felt away. Like, Kendrick Lamar still came and talked to you and all, but I guess Drake was like, did you do that for the fans? Was that serious? At the end of the day, it's like, it's music, bro. He called out everybody. Tyler, the fucking Creator, J. Cole, all of them. But it's like, you took it upon yourself, and you're like, oh no, this just has to be about me. So it's fuck you. Like, he talking about keep the energy the same in person. Dude, your guy's a rapper. He's saying like, he just wanna be the best. He wanna murder y'all in the game of the rap sense. But I guess he took it out of proportion. And this is where allegedly I think it stems from. And that's why I feel like I say they both destroy him, is because Drake keeps going at them. He'll say like slick shit, like little remarks in this song, and they're like, okay, they'll let it slide, they'll say something. But then it's like, you keep doing this and they actually have info on you. So I'll be like, damn, if I was Drake, I'll just chill out. But it's like, no, Kendrick Lamar probably did not like you for real, because he just doesn't like you. But at the end of the day, you poked at him enough to the point it just gave him enough. Because it was like friendly competition, but I guess he couldn't accept the fact that it was. And he just blew it out of proportion. So he was like, well, fuck it. If you want to take it there, then I'll just up the level. But that's still just rap beef. It's just at the end of the day, you shouldn't get in this beef if you know you got real life personal stuff that could get you, you know, looked upon. And I don't think he was thinking it too smart. I think it was out of anger. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's was how they destroyed him. And that's what led up to where we at now. Not everybody's starting to see shit because they're exposing it. But I feel like if he would have really just kind of not said nothing about Pusha T, or just Kendrick, and made good music, but at the end of the day, those type of rappers are aggressive rappers. Those are like hip hop, you know, you could probably picture them on the stage freestyling with nothing, you know, probably have some shit written in their head. You can't really picture Drake being like an upfront, you know, like an MC. Like, he's a great artist, but them boys control the mic. Like, and I think he just learned that lesson, and that's, like I say, they destroyed him. Like, as if MC wise, I don't want, you know, this to get all messed up and construed. And all this is allegedly, like I said, but I do think like they did their thing. I'm smiling very hard because Drake is a very great artist, but when it comes to rap, you need to know what you're talking about, and you got to know how to do this shit. And being rap, not trying to be funny, you still got to kind of carry that gangster vibe. Like, Kendrick and Pusha T got that gangster vibe. So it's like, when they say it, you kind of believe it. I'm not saying it's true, but it's like when you say it, you know, this is not what it's about. But that's my thoughts on how they took down Drizzy, the D-R-A-K-E. But like I say, I'm happy that y'all here. We got the next video next Thursday. Let me know what y'all think about this. I did a lot of research on it, and I actually found out a lot of stuff about it. And I found that very interesting, and I'll leave some of the links at the bottom so y'all can see, you know, just so you can piece it more together. But till next time, I'm out.